Hey gatekeepers, Carolyn Carpenter here. I'm sitting in one of my favorite cafes where I like to read scripts, write coverage, do work, do Facebook Lives. We have a studio actually that we finally have built, but it's tree trimming day, so it's really noisy outside the studio, so I'm not here. But I wanted to do a quick Facebook Live. I wanted to start, and there's Doug, yay, my faithful partner. So we are here today because we wanted to make sure that we're on this page providing value and letting you know kind of things about being a reader, because that's why people will come to this page, because you're curious about being a reader. Yes, it's an actual thing. It is a job all over the place. I was going to say in Hollywood, but everywhere. Nowadays, you don't have to necessarily live in LA to read scripts. Hey, Doug, yay, because it's all online. So basically, script readers, they get a script, and then they do what's known as coverage or a coverage, and that's kind of like a book report. And then that tells the producer, whoever gave them the script, what the script is about and what the problems are with it. So that's what readers do, day in and day out. You'll see a lot of courses, a lot of articles, a lot of talk about how to get your script past the reader. Well, we are talking about how to be that reader that people are getting their script past. So we're just going to dive in. Don't expect a lot of people live because we didn't give you a lot of notice, but we just wanted this up on the page so people can check it out. And then we will share it within the Hollywood Gatekeepers Facebook group. So if you're not in there, you need to get in there because a lot of stuff happens in there. It's more intimate than the Facebook page, and we get a little bit deeper into the actual how to break down a script and how to cover things and that kind of stuff. So if you're not in the Hollywood Gatekeepers Facebook group, you should definitely get in there. So I'm just checking for messages. Okay. So we're going to talk today about coverage. Coverage is the very basic thing that a reader does, and it's your bread and butter. It's the very main thing that we teach as being readers. And basically, it's like I said, it's like a book report. It's a 1 or 2 page, sometimes 3 or 4, but typically it's only a couple of pages. The whole point of a coverage is that producers are getting, and contests, some contests get like thousands and thousands. Contests especially get thousands and thousands of entries because producers typically, in order to get a script to a producer, it has to go through an agent. They don't take what they call unsolicited submissions. It means no one can just give their script to a producer unless you know them personally or have a friend that knows them. But even then, usually it'll still go to their legal department. So it will go either through a lawyer, through an agent, something like that. Sometimes you'll have to sign a form saying it's fine if they read it. They just want to make sure that they're protected because people are always worried that people are going to steal screenplays. I've been reading scripts for decades. Never once, not once, even a little bit, have I seen anyone ever steal anything. That's a whole other topic. But so they have, but either way, they have at least hundreds of scripts, if not thousands of scripts that they're looking at. So they just simply don't have enough hours of the day to read everything. So that's where the reader steps in. They hire people that they trust, who have some experience, and that reader reads the script and they write a coverage, and then the producer reads the coverage. And if they like the coverage, then they'll ask to read the script. So those coverages are really important. It is the thing. Yes, you can get an attorney too. It is. So this is how this works. I yammer on, and then Doug says the smart stuff. So you can get an attorney, and they can submit your script. So, but the producer is really relying on that reader to really understand what makes a good movie. So we decided to try to teach that. Not try. We are. There is no try, says Yoda. So, and this is what it's like to be with us, because it's a lot of movie quotes. But yeah, so we are teaching that process of how to break the script down and how to put it into coverage. And a coverage is basically in 3 forms, three phases. The top phase is like just information about the script, who wrote it, where it came from, what the genre is, what the log line is. A log line is like a 1 sentence like you see in TV Guide about what is the movie about. It has a little log line to show. Sometimes it'll have a comment summary to show what the general gist of if the screenplay was good or not. Then usually there's like a graph where you fill out good, fair, bad, poor. No, good. Excellent, good, fair, poor, and then story, dialogue, characters. It breaks it all down, so you have this graph that you create about the script. Then you write like paragraph style, narrative style, like a book report. You write what the movie is about, just the very basics Movies are typically in 3-act structure, so you can break it into 3 acts. Kind of depends on how much you want to write about it or how much the producer would like you to write about it. Some producers, plane going by, some producers want it to be very, very thorough. Some people just want to just give me like the very detail, small little details. But basically you need to know, what is the inciting incident, what is the climax of the story, and you kind of just put the whole framework of the story in a couple of paragraphs. What is it about? And then is comments, and you write all the things that work about the script, all the things that don't work about the script, and then you do a summary in terms of whether or not you think they should do the movie. And so it's usually, some companies are just recommend, consider, and don't recommend, pass. And some of times they get really detailed where it's like strong consider, weak consider, strong recommendation, strong. So sometimes there's like a bunch of different categories, and sometimes there's just 3, which is recommend, consider, or pass. So you're giving that final say on where the script should go. If it does get a recommendation, typically the producer will ask to see the script. If it's a consider, then they'll kind of look at it. They're always looking at it within the framework of their entire slate of films that they're trying to produce. So they see if it's something that fits. They see if it fits to a certain actor. There's a million different things that they're trying to juggle. So with Hollywood Gatekeepers, some of the things that we teach is how to really understand where a producer is coming from so that you are being a really good reader for that producer. Also, we are really, 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 really passionate about helping writers. We are not readers that use sarcasm. We are not readers that disparage writers. We don't bag on projects. We don't make fun of anyone. Nothing like that. It's always coming from a place of how can we help this writer get this script in better shape. So even if the script is terrible, the writer is getting, if they do see the coverage, sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. As a reader, you never know if a writer might end up with their coverage, so you always want it to be positive as possible, where it's like, here's some suggestions to make it better, here's some problems, you just lay it out like in a really gentle kind of like, not gentle per se, but just factual way. This is things that are hurting this story, in my opinion. So that's basically it. Yes, recommend. So you basically have about, and from my experience, and again, a lot of this is my opinion because in Hollywood, there's always, fluke things that happen. But in general, most scripts, 10%, maybe 5 to 10% are amazing, are recommends. And 5 to 10% are terrible passes, like, blah. And that's it. And everything else falls in the middle there. So it is like, it's a really wide spectrum. And so there's a lot, hey, there's a screen reader, Elaine. She's one of our screen readers. So we do have a course. We have a free workshop coming up where we dive even deeper into all of this. That will be on Valentine's Day. How cool is that? Celebrate at noon. So you can have lunch with us and we'll talk even more about it. And we'll be telling you all about that. So we are doing that. But, and then we have a program that you can do, and Elaine is one of our program members, and she's rocking it as a screen reader. So we do have, in the private Facebook group, most of our screen readers are also in there, and you'll see them commenting on stuff, and they're very smart, and they're learning so much, and I'm like, I'm so proud, like a mama hen. So I just wanted to kind of cover the basics of coverage, what that is, and what it means, and kind of the, you ruined the surprise, and kind of the basics of what coverage is. So yes, I was going to say it at the end. This happened. I also do, within our group, we do Facebook Lives every week, and we talk very deeply about stuff, and we get to know each other really well. It's really fun in there. So we had one today, and so everybody, all of our screen readers know that today is my partner's birthday. So it's a very special day because we are very glad that he was born. We are. And so he's saying free Valentine's Day live workshop. Yay! So that'll be another good day. So, and it's actually, is that 2 weeks? 3 weeks from today? It's a Wednesday at noon. Go figure. So, yeah, so my last little, he's already seen this, but I'm going to do it again because it's Doug's birthday. Wah, 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 wah. So I'm just saying happy birthday to my incredible partner. He really is an incredible partner. And we really do have a lot of fun in the Screen Reader program. But we are going to do some more Facebook Lives here in the Hollywood Gatekeepers page so that we can talk about different aspects of being a reader. Because it's a lot of fun. And there's a lot of things to learn, a lot of topics we can cover. if you have a question, please leave it below, and we'll use that as a topic for our next Facebook Live. So just something really quick. I hope you enjoy it. I hope it's nice and, well, maybe not sunny. Some people like the snow or rain, but it's, oh, Becca. Okay, so that's a friend. A long time friend. Let's put it that way, because we're not old. So we do have a lot more stuff coming in the program, and we'll do a lot more Facebook Lives on how to be a reader. So I'm going to go now. It's just a really short. I'm going to stay and catch up with my friend. No, I'm not. We should catch up though, Becca. So it's good to see you guys, and I will talk to you, I don't know, probably in a week, couple weeks. I don't know. That's how it is. We'll post about it. All right, guys. Good to see you. Hope you enjoyed it, and let me know if you have other questions. Talk to you soon.